Everybody, here we go. This is it. September 4th, Thursday, 2025, and the NFL season is finally here. Here today on Inside the Zone with Mateo, we start our week of NFL fun as it's the first week of the NFL. Cowboys, Eagles kick off the season tonight. We got Chargers, Chiefs tomorrow night from Brazil. And a whole heck of games this weekend and Sunday, and then Monday Night Football, your Minnesota Vikings play the Chicago Bears. J.J. McCarthy's season NFL debut. We got a lot of things to do, including my NFL season predictions today. That's all coming up today on Inside the Zone with Mateo. Let's get into it, guys. Let's go. All right, boys. So we are going to hop right into things here this afternoon or evening whenever you're watching this, or maybe another day. This is recording September 4th, 1:21 p.m., meaning this is before any season has happened, so I am doing my season predictions today. But before we get into that, what else is going on in today's show? Well, we're going to get to the Inside the Zone with Mateo's show batting order, and we're doing it a little differently. I'm going to show you our batting order for the next 2 days, because the next 2 days, today and tomorrow, which is September 4th and 5th, we have a bunch of NFL things to get into. So I'm going to break that down here on Inside the Zone with Mateo, and we're going to go to Inside the Zone with Mateo's not just show batting order, but the week batting order presented by To Be Determined. If you guys would like to sponsor this segment, let me know. There's some forms that you can contact me in my description, or leave a comment as well, and or send me an email and we can talk about it. But no pressure to do so. We can have it to be determined for as long as y'all would like. So we're going to head over to the Google document, everybody. The Google document. We like the Google document. I did not have it pretty darn good, but it works. It's not as flashy as it's been. Actually, do you want to make it a little more flashy? We could. No, we're not. We're just going to keep it right where it is. It's a Google document, boys. It's nothing flashy. Yeah, because we're just growing our podcast. By the way, to help me grow, share this with any sport fan because any sport fan I think might enjoy this. So I hope that is the case. So share it out. Give me a little support here. Share it with your closest friends and family if they enjoy sports as much as you do. So you probably glazed over this as I'm rambling a bit, but Inside the Zone with Mateo's week batting order presented by To Be Determined. And you can see the dates are on here. So we got the 4th and the 5th. I think the 5th has a little more things to do, but they're shorter segments. For today, we're just going to read them out. For September 4th, which is today's show, we have the NFL season real predictions. I did a video was it like a month ago? A month ago that got 34 views, everybody. It says early 25-26 predictions. We'll see if they've changed. And by the way, our latest one has been up for 4 days. The first 17, 18 hours got 20 views. If y'all are watching this and you can see right here, there's 7 subscribers. Come on, sub up. If you're watching this, these don't count as multiple people watching the video a bunch of times. For every view, a new view, it counts as 1. So 27 people have watched that video where I react to the Micah Parsons trade. So y'all, subscribe, please. Please subscribe if you aren't already, to help me grow as a podcaster. If you go to my description, you can see high schooler chasing the dream of becoming a sports journalist. I'm trying to grow. So hit that subscribe button, turn the notification bell on. But now let's get back to the show batting order, or the week batting order. And so, yeah, I'm going to be doing my predictions, which is going to include standings, playoff brackets, and awards. Okay. Then we're going to do my weekly power rankings that are going to start now this week. By the way, every Thursday throughout the NFL season will be like an NFL edition. And we're going to have our power rankings and our previewing of the weeks ahead, pretty much. And then fantasy advice, which is another thing that is we're going to be doing today. And then the final, so we're going to be looking at week 1 fantasy lineups and start suggestions. And then obviously we're going to be previewing Thursday Night Football's game just a little bit, depending on how much time we have. I am kind of on a time crunch today, if you can tell. But yeah, we're going to do power rankings, and predictions, fantasy, and then if we get to it, we're going to preview the Thursday Night Football game. And then tomorrow, we're going to have one crazy prediction for every NFL team. By the way, I do have these written down already. So even if I'm gonna continue them, even if there's gonna be a game played already with the Eagles and Cowboys. I'm telling you guys, I have it written down. I can't fit it in today's program because it would then be like a 3-4 hour show. So that is what we're gonna do. We're also gonna be comparing the rest of the NFL divisions on paper. If you want to check out how that works, check out this video, the Micah Parsons trade reaction. I explain it a little bit, and I do the NFC North. We're going to do the rest of the divisions as the NFL season starts to get underway. You basically look at the depth charts and compare these teams and see who have the best position-wise players. Here it kind of is, like for the NFC North, there's a little teaser. So like we went to the QB room, and I believe the Packers have the best QB room in the NFC North, et cetera, et cetera. We did it for all, and then we calculated who had the most. The Bears didn't win any scenario. And it's just kind of interesting to break it all down. Also tomorrow, we were going to be previewing the rest of week 1, including the game on, which would be tomorrow night, live from Brazil, Chiefs at the Chargers. And then we're also going to do some NFL Perry Challenge of the Week. We're going to also build a fantasy team for week 1. So maybe I want to take Saquon Barkley against this Cowboys defense, or maybe I want to take Adam Thielen against the Chicago Bears defense, but it's all based on the matchups for week 1 because it's a little fun day Friday. That's going to be a fun day Friday episode, so we add in some games on Fridays usually when we do those episodes. And comparing the rest of NFL divisions, previewing the rest of week 1, and then on Monday night, the Monday night football game is when the 8th is when the Vikings start their season. I'm going to be going live at 6:25 Central Standard Time, okay, for a little pregame show and a recap of week 1. So getting y'all ready for Vikings football 2025. And it should be a good time. So, hey, I believe it's up. Let's just see. You can go to live and boom, it's right there. Look at that amazing thumbnail. Minnesota Vikings pregame show, Monday Night Football, Vikings at Bears. You can hit notify me and it will send you an email when we're live so you don't miss it. Turn those notifications on, boys, so you don't miss the live stream. It should be a great time. And interact with me in the chat, too, if you have some takes on the Vikings, on what has happened in week 1 so far. Let me know in the chats. This live chat, and maybe you'll get highlighted if you chat. So maybe you'll get highlighted in the stream. So that's our plan for this week of NFL Week 1. So let's get into my NFL real season predictions, including standings, playoffs, and awards, everybody. So I believe it is down here. Coming up. Okay, good. Here we go. So if there's all the divisions, you're right. So I'm just going to show y'all there are the records straight off the bat. We're going to go division by division. Starting off with the NFC North, I have the Green Bay Packers winning the division at a record of 12-5. Coming in second, I had the Detroit Lions at 11-6. The Minnesota Vikings coming in third at 10-7. Do they still make a playoff spot? We will take a look into. Whoa, y'all, we got breaking news. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Whoa. Y'all, enough of that. We're going to go back to Inside the Zone with Mateo here. Whoa. Breaking news out of Las Vegas that says Amari Cooper. Hold on. Amari Cooper, guys. Hold on. Ready? We got breaking news. Amari Cooper, this is as of ESPN right now, says Amari Cooper informs the Raiders that he intends to retire from the NFL after signing with that team late last month. That is crazy breaking news. That means Jacoby Myers is basically the only receiver other than Brock Bowers for Geno Smith, and that changes things. As we're looking at predictions, that changes things. Do I change my predictions right now because they have one less wide receiver? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I still like the Raiders a lot. But yeah, that is NFL Network reporting that. That is actually crazy, dude. Why do we have to have breaking news on a show? I'm kind of in crunch time, bro. Let's go. All right, well, that's huge. Let me know your thoughts in the comments on that. Amari Cooper retires from the NFL, but we got to keep things rolling here. Back to the predictions. We got the NFC North. So, as I said, the Minnesota Vikings at 10-7. We'll see if they make the playoffs later on. Then the Chicago Bears come in one game behind them at 9-8. Moving on to the NFC West. I'll talk a little bit more in a second about each team. You got the LA Rams. Oh yeah, I think actually I can scroll. Yeah, I can. Okay. You got the LA Rams at 12-5, winning the division. You got the San Francisco 49ers at 10-7, coming in at second place. In third place, it's the Arizona Cardinals at 8-9, and then the Seattle Seahawks at 7-10. So let me know y'all comments on that one as well. The NFC East, with two teams playing tonight, I think the Philadelphia Eagles go 13-4. The Washington Commanders go 12-5. The Dallas Cowboys, without Micah Parsons, go 6-11. I think with Micah Parsons, they maybe would have been an 8 or 9 win team. Maybe snaking into the playoffs, but I just don't think they're going to make the playoffs. They're going to win 6 games. The New York Giants are also going to win 5 games and lose 12 games. Then in the AFC South, it's an interesting division. Like any of these teams except the Saints could win the division. But I have the Bucks winning the division. I think they have the best overall roster. They got Baker Mayfield at 9-8. Their record I predict, and then the Falcons and Panthers, I predict them both going 8-9. I just put the Atlanta Falcons on top just because neither of the teams are going to make the playoffs. As you can see, there's still much better records above them. And then the New Orleans Saints at 3-14. I think they're going to be the worst team in the league by 1 game. Then moving on to the AFC North, the Baltimore Ravens, I think, are going to get the number 1 seed at 13-4. The Cincinnati Bengals have a bounce back year, even if their defense isn't as good. I think they win 11 games, lose 6. Then Aaron Rodgers wins 7 games with Pittsburgh and loses 10. And then the Cleveland Browns, with their mess of a team, win 4 games and lose 13. And then this is where it gets interesting. The AFC West, this could be very, 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 very questionable and controversial. I have the Denver Broncos winning the division at 11-6, but also at 11-6, the Chargers. I think the Chargers could win the division as well, but I'm going to have them falling to. I think that they'll. I have a feeling Denver's going to beat them both times. I just think Denver's defense is going to be too good for Justin Herbert. I got the Raiders. Okay, the Raiders most likely will finish 4th, but I just wanted the Chiefs. I just wanted to put the Chiefs last, but I still have the Chiefs making the playoffs. And when we look at playoff matchups, I just think it's a better matchup. So that's kind of me messing around, but I just wanted to put the Chiefs last, but they're tied with the Raiders and 1 game out from the division at 10-7. I think that division is very, very talented, even if the Chiefs are still there, and I really hate it, but it is okay. Buffalo. I don't know how many games they won last year. I'll look. I should have prepared myself, but people I listen to, people I look on and stuff, they think the Bills are going to be good. 12-5 is a decent record. But the thing is here, I was thinking about this. They were 13-4 last year, so it's a 1 drop. I just don't think they have enough talent around them, around Josh Allen mostly, to win 12 games. I think they're going to win 11 games. They're just still win the division, but I'm going to drop them to 11-6 on the season. Miami comes in at 9-8. And then I think they'll have the tiebreaker over Denver somehow. So I'm going to keep them as the number 2 seed, so you all know who they're going to end up playing probably. Miami at 9-8. The Patriots, they could be good, but I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. They're 8-9. Then the Jets are 5-12. And then for this AFC South, let me get this out. Jacksonville and Tennessee, if Houston literally gets hurt, CJ Stroud maybe just slips off. Maybe he gets hurt. Maybe They don't have receivers. Maybe the defense falls apart. Stingley gets hurt. I think Tennessee or Jacksonville could win the division at like 9-8, 8-9. I think they can win up to 9 games each, depending on Travis Hunter, depending on Cameron Ward. Trevor Lawrence is a big question as well. But I think the Jaguars have a very good roster on paper, but we've just seen Trevor Lawrence be like, bro, you're not him anymore. Besides that one, I think his rookie season was like his best season. I think they almost even beat the Chiefs, or they beat the Chiefs or something like that. Yeah, and it's just kind of like, and then the Colts are awful at 4-13. But I could see if Houston falls, I have Houston at 10-7. They could be swapped with Tennessee. Tennessee, I'm high on Cam Ward. Now, the Tennessee Titans, just ownership and stuff is kind of awful that I'm just like, but I'm saying, don't be surprised if the Jaguars or Titans win the division or make the playoffs. That could be a leading way for tomorrow. Maybe come back tomorrow for one crazy prediction for each NFL team. Maybe making the playoffs is a crazy prediction for the Tennessee Titans. Maybe for the Jacksonville Jaguars. We'll see. Come back tomorrow on Inside the Zone with Mateo, and we'll talk about that. But yeah, those are my overall record predictions for each team, the division orders of how they're going to place. As you can, and as we go, we're going to go to the playoff picture now and predict the playoffs. You can see some of these tiebreakers, right? I'm going to give Buffalo the tiebreaker now over Denver. I'm going to give the Vikings, I think, so, okay. I'm going to give the Vikings, not just because I'm a Vikings fan, but so as you can see, Washington's going to be the first wild card. Detroit's going to be the second, and then it's between Minnesota and San Francisco. Why I'm going to give it to the Minnesota Vikings because I could see the Vikings, if J.J. McCarthy is actually a stud or actually a decent quarterback, I could see them getting 11 or 12 wins. As for San Francisco, there's just a lot of question marks because they lost like half their defense, and their wide receivers are either hurt or gone. Like Juwan Jennings they're going to be their number one receiver. We don't know how McCaffrey's going to do. We don't know how Purdy's going to do. So I just have more question marks around the 49ers than I do with the Vikings. So that is why I'm going to give the Vikings the 7th seed, the final wild card spot in the playoffs. So with that way, let's head over to the AFC playoff picture. The Ravens get the number 1 seed. The Bills get the 2 seed, and they're going to play the Chiefs, who is the 7 seed. The Broncos are the 3 seed. They're going to play the 6 seed Raiders. And then the Texans play the Chargers. There's see. Okay, good. I just don't want to go too far. You know what I mean? Okay. So we're going to predict it. The Bills play the Chiefs, and I just think it's the Bills' year. Not the Bills' year, but you know what I mean. It's like they gotta do something. Are they gonna finally beat the Chiefs? I think they're gonna finally beat the Chiefs. Especially they'll be home. Chiefs, one and done. If they're the 7th seed playing the Bills in Buffalo. Okay. Now we get the 3 seed Broncos against the 6 seed Raiders, and I think the Raiders could be a dark horse, but I just like the Broncos too much, which means the Broncos will be playing the Bills, a rematch of the first round last year. It was in Buffalo as well, but now I think the Broncos have a more improved defense, and Bo Nix is going to be better. Their wide receiver is questionable. I think a couple of their other guys they drafted are going to be good, though. So I'm going to give the Broncos the win. I think the Raiders will be good in a little bit. We'll see how Pete Carroll does with the Raiders. And then finally, the Texans-Chargers. I feel like this is the playoff matchup that always happens. And I just am not like too high on the Texans. I feel like there's too many question marks around them as well. Give me the Chargers. Moving on, Justin Herbert finally advances into the second round of the playoffs for the first time of his career. Then you got the Ravens and the Chargers, and sorry, Justin Herbert, like, you can beat the Texans, but I just don't think you can beat Lamar Jackson, and kind of the same thing here with, like, the Broncos. Like, you can beat the Raiders, because it's, the Raiders, but Josh Allen, oh, man, this is, since I did change their record, though, I have to think about it. Whew. Let me do it. I'm going to do the Broncos. I can see the Broncos moving on to the AFC Championship round to only fall to the Baltimore Ravens, and the Baltimore Ravens are your AFC champions. Moving on to the NFC. You got the NFC playoff picture. Okay, there. So we actually can put this. Hold on. We can put this down here. It's in San Francisco. One. It was the 1 seed Ravens. Okay. And then we got the Packers against the Vikings. What a round matchup. And I have the Minnesota Vikings upsetting Micah Parsons and the Green Bay Packers, because I think if they make the playoffs, JJ McCarthy's for real. They're all healthy. Their defense is one of the best defenses in the league. And the Vikings move on to play the Eagles. And y'all, I'm just going to show you guys. I'm not that biased of a Vikings fan. The Eagles probably beat the Vikings pretty easily. Then we've got the 3 seed Rams against the Lions. That's a huge matchup. But give me the Rams. Yeah, give me the Rams. Give me the Rams to take it home, and then give me the upset. Well, I don't know if it's an upset, but the lower seed, the better record, Commanders. Jaden Daniels to beat them. I just think they're a better. Okay, we are like, what are we doing? Hold on. Google Docs is kind of weird sometimes, y'all. Google Docs. Oh my goodness. There we go. There we go. And picture go back. There we go. Okay, guys. Sorry about that, but the Commanders then beat the Buccaneers, and I'm going to have the Washington Commanders. We're going to have a rematch. The two NFC East squads meeting up. They're meeting up in the NFC Championship again. But the Philadelphia Eagles are too strong for Jaden Daniels and company, and it's a battle of the 1 seeds in the Super Bowl 60, where I have the one, the only. Who do I have winning? Who do I have winning, y'all? Who do you think I have winning? Let me know in the comments who you think I have winning between Eagles and Ravens. Who do you think are going to win between those teams if it's the Super Bowl? But I have the Philadelphia Eagles winning back-to-back Super Bowls. And they win the 2025 Super Bowl. Congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles. You are my official Super Bowl pick over the Baltimore Ravens. So there's 2 out of 3 done for our predictions. We have finally the awards. We're going to have a winner and then a runner-up for y'all. And we're starting with MVP, which is going to be, I believe, Lamar Jackson finally will win MVP. And then Jaden Daniels, I think, is going to be the runner-up for MVP. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Justin Jefferson. I feel like I have to. I think he's going to have a breakout year to help J.J. McCarthy. And then Jamar Chase, though, is the runner-up. Also, these runner-ups I could also see winning, by the way. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Pat Surtain II and or Micah Parsons. I could see either of them winning it. I believe we have Offensive Rookie of the Year goes next. I'm going to give that to Ashton Jeanty. Matthew Golden, I will give him the runner-up. Defensive Player of the Year, it's Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter. Depends on how they do. I think Abdul Carter has potential on that Giants team to help them. Oh, man. Dexter Lawrence and Abdul Carter on the same defensive line. That's kind of scary. But that's about the only scary thing for when you're playing the Giants. Travis Hunter, the first two-way player in NFL history. He's going to play wide receiver and corner. If he gets enough snaps at corner, I could definitely see him winning the award. And then finally, we have Coach of the Year, who I'm going to give to Kevin O'Connell or Pete Carroll. I think if the Raiders do as good as we think, or as I'm predicting them to do, I believe, what do I have them? I have them being the 60, but do they like win 10 games from going from they were awful last year. NFL standings last year, they were awful. They were, not awful, but it's just I think they got better. So, I mean, they were 4-13. They were awful. If they turn that around, I think it's kind of like Dan Quinn almost won it with the Commanders last year. I think that's something similar he could do. But Kevin O'Connell is just one of the best coaches of the year, coaches in the NFL in general. So I'm maybe a little biased, but give me Kevin O'Connell. I think that one's more likely over Justin Jefferson, but we'll see. And I guess we didn't do comeback. We didn't do comeback player of the year. Yeah, let me do comeback. Comeback player of the year. Comeback player of the year, dude. It's gonna be Christian McCaffrey. Everybody, Christian McCaffrey. I think is gonna have this comeback player. He's gonna be amazing after coming off the injury, and I think he's gonna prove to be one of the top 6, top 7 running backs in the entire NFL. So that's gonna do it for the first part. We got to move, though. We got to move because we got some other things to get to here on Inside the Zone with Mateo, including our power rankings, and we're going to fantasy lineups. We're actually going to do the fantasy stuff first, and then we'll talk about the power rankings in a second. So I got 2 leagues that I'm going to be sharing with y'all a lot. I have, dude, I don't know why. I was trying to mock draft and I joined leagues and I didn't realize it until after the draft. I was like, why do I have this many leagues? So I tried to delete them and I can't. So I'm like releasing all my players. I'm like, I don't want to be because I don't care what happens in that league. So like, and I deleted a few and the others I just released all my players. So it's like, but these are the main 2 I'm going to be using the rest the whole year. There's one with my family, one with my friends. We're going to go to, my family one's on Yahoo. My friends one's on ESPN. We're going to start with the family one here and look at my lineup, look at the other things going on here. So I'm the Miracle Monkeys. The Stallions is my dad. Joseph is my brother. Benjamin's my brother, knowing Italiano. And as you can see, I'm projected to lose by 10 points to Beniamino's Tees. And my dad is the Stallions are projected to beat Joseph's number 1 team by like about a point or less. So it's going to be interesting. Let's take a look at this one. See who they have. See their lineups. This is my first time really looking at their lineups. Since I know they've edited them mostly. So we'll see how they look and see if I have any suggestions for them or if y'all have similar lineups or similar players. And Josh Allen against Baltimore, who is his backup quarterback? Yeah, I know Josh Allen's good, but like, I don't know. I would see who your backup quarterback is. And like, we have a 4-team league, so we have a lot of good backups. Jalen Hurts, I would definitely put in Jalen Hurts. If I were you, if you happen to have Jalen Hurts and Josh Allen, which I doubt you do because you probably have a 10-person league and you probably only got one of them or none, but Joseph, put Jalen Hurts in. I'm helping you. He's going to have way more points. I don't care if he's projected to have more points. Baltimore's defense is very good. Cowboys defense without Micah Parsons, put Hurts in. Joe Burrow, dude, literally that is the best quarterback for week 1 against Cleveland. And then you also got T. Higgins putting up double points, dude. Congratulations, my dad, for bro. Woo-wee, forgetting that team, forgetting that. Forgetting that. And then you got Jefferson as well and McCaffrey. My goodness. This is the fun with playing with like, and you see, here's the thing, Baltimore. He has Baltimore's defense. So forever how bad Josh Allen does. I mean, it could be good if he absolutely eats Baltimore's defense, but I think Baltimore is going to have fun. You do have Denver's defense, which I would start Denver's. They're playing Tennessee. For the Stallions, yeah, I would keep Joe Burrow in. I mean, who's your backup? Mahomes? Yeah, no. Keep Jettas in. Keep Higgins in. Keep McCaffrey in. Yep. Sam Laporta against Green Bay. I feel like with Micah Parsons, who I don't know if you even know if you have another. Yeah, he doesn't have another tight end, so yeah, there's no choice to keep him in. Jonathan Taylor against Miami is pretty good. Drake London, who do you? I mean, is there anybody? I don't know. I would consider if y'all have Bucky Irving, consider starting Bucky Irving against the Atlanta Falcons this week. Do not start McLeague Neighbors against Washington this week. I do not advise that. Jake Bates, you have to, and then Baltimore. Do you have another? He has 2 defenses. Houston's defense, I would say no. Keep Baltimore. You might give up 21 points, 28 points, but I think that defense is going to have some fun because Buffalo just doesn't have as many receivers in general. We're talking about these players then here on, I believe it's Joseph's team. Josh Allen. Like, yeah, if you don't, like, in a normal league, if you have, like, a backup of, like, a Justin Fields backup, yeah, put Josh Allen. But since you have Jalen Hurts, y'all start Jalen Hurts this week. Start Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts and Joe Burrow, probably the best quarterbacks this week in football. You got Amon-Ra St. Brown against Green Bay, which could be interesting with Micah, but I mean, Amon-Ra is not going to have much to do with Micah Parsons and Micah vice versa, because corners are going to be doing it, and Green Bay does not have the best of corners. So I think if they throw it to Amon-Ra, keep Amon-Ra in the lineup for sure. Tyreek against Indy for sure. Bijan against, yes. McBride, dude, maybe even if you have Kyler Murray, start Kyler Murray if you don't have any other elite quarterbacks. New Orleans is awful. They're the worst team easily in the league. So yes, McBride's gonna have a huge game. Derrick Henry against Buffalo. Yeah, I would keep that. I would keep that in. Travis, if you have a better tight end, keep him in. Like, do you have another Tucker? No. Yeah, so keep Travis, and then you kickers are the same. You have two kickers. Why do you have two kickers, Joseph? Fix that. You'd only need one, and I'd keep Aubrey. Aubrey's the best kicker in the league. And oh my goodness. Woo! Y'all, you have the two best defenses in the league. You got Philly and Denver. Woo! Dude, I think both teams are going to be bad. Both defenses are going to do very well. Keep in Denver, though, just because Tennessee is a worse offense. Like, I feel like CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, and George Pickens could do some damage against Philly. But, yeah, no. In future weeks, if they're playing some other teams, like, hey, Philly has a good defense. You have a good defense, Joseph. Congratulations. That's then we're gonna look at my matchup here. I believe that's against Benjamino's Tees. Yeah, we'll see who. I don't even know who he has. Why are we projected to lose this badly? Like, I like my team. You're gonna see similarities between this team and my team with my friends on ESPN. It's just in general, pretty much the same players that I wanted, and I was surprised. I had the 10th pick in my last pick of the draft, and I did pretty good in the ESPN draft. We'll take a look later if you haven't already. Don't check it out because the video is actually awful. So you could just look at my team during this video. Okay, so Benjamin has Bo Nix playing against Tennessee. That's actually great. That's a great matchup. I think that's one of the few, if you have a better quarterback than Bo Nix, I think this is one of the times I would be okay with you putting in Bo Nix. Jamar Chase is going to actually eat, bro. This is why I'm projected to lose. Oh, wow. Oh, and George Kittle too. Wow. Nico, Brian Thomas. Hold on. Why are we? I forgot I had Will Reichert. Completely forgot. I had Will Reichert. There we go. Can we center that, please? Thank you. So, yeah, I would keep all of these guys in. Like, Brian Thomas. Do you have... Ooh, Lamar, too. Lamar. I would maybe even consider taking Lamar. Putting Lamar in this week, too. I don't know. Chase Brown. Ooh. TJ Hawkinson. I'd put TJ in, bro. Like, who's your... You have, I would say if you have TJ and Kittle, that's crazy. And put TJ maybe in for like, I don't know. I feel like TJ's gonna have a big game. TJ's gonna have a big game with the Minnesota Vikings. So I mean, I consider putting TJ Hawkinson in, especially if you just have TJ. But since in this case you have Kittle too, like, yeah, let McConkey, I'd say rest him a little bit this week. Maybe Devon, if he's questionable though, you don't know. And then Mikey Evans, I feel like you could always put him in if you need guaranteed points. Here for me, I haven't really checked this lineup for a while. I got Jaden Daniels. I'd start Jaden Daniels against the Giants all flipping day long, and then you get the double points with Terry Scary. Then you got Puka Nakua and Saquon Barkley. Woo-wee. Saquon's going to go loose tonight against Dallas. They got no run defense after giving up Micah Parsons. Oh, they do have Kenny Clark, but like whatever. Brock Bowers is great against New England. I don't know why I also have Ashton Jennings. I did double player, and I got AJ Brown and Saquon Barkley, bro. Like I just went double, and I got dude. My whole lineup is doubles except Puka Nakua. That's kind of funny. I keep all those guys in. I mean, I like maybe a Josh Jacobs, but the Detroit's defense is good. I would not put David Montgomery in this week against Micah Parsons. I feel like Micah Parsons plays that kind of game that David Montgomery wouldn't do well against. Jordan Mason, I have him in my other league too, and I was like, maybe. Maybe. And then, like, if I had Bo Nix, I would probably put in Evan Ingram, but not this week. Dude, I'm going to drop. Hold on. Hold on. Y'all, players. Where's free agent? I like ESPN better in general. I like ESPN better. I don't know. I just kind of like ESPN better. But we're gonna see which quarterbacks are available for backups because I do not like Dak Prescott one bit at all. I can get him and everybody for free. Just drop him. Have fun. I just don't want. I don't have any really Dallas players that much, and so if you have Dak Prescott, look to trade him. Look to trade him, or because I feel like people could. People might end up. People might end up. Dude, I don't know why this is glitching so bad. Like, there we go. Quarterbacks. Brock Purdy. Woo. Baker. Kyler. Baker Mayfield. Like, to be honest, yeah. Baker Mayfield. Welcome to the squad. I like Baker a lot more than I like Dak Prescott. So, yeah. It could be like there's so many drops. There's almost 1,000 drops for Dak Prescott, everybody. So yeah, welcome to the squad, Baker Mayfield. You're gonna be my backup quarterback for probably the remainder of the season. I like it unless you get hurt. I like it. I like it a lot. Jaden Daniels, my starting quarterback. That's this league. We're gonna go to my ESPN league. We're gonna go through each and every matchup and see what I think about it. If you have any of these players to start. Just kind of based on what I think. The Eagles, yeah, whatever. Okay. We're gonna go with my team last. We're gonna start with fourth and forever against Jordan. Jordan Hart. There we go. Box score or matchup. We're gonna go because I believe they give you who has the upper hand as well in this. Like I have to do less work and like according to ESPN, who has the upper hand. So we like that a lot. All right, so fourth and forever does have Brock Purdy. And yeah, I would start Brock Purdy a lot. I like that. He fourth and forever is projected to win. Chuba Hubbard. Yeah, I like Chuba Hubbard against Jacksonville. James Conner. Yes, I love James. Oh, this is the 2 tight end team. I forgot. Yeah, this is a pretty good team. Pretty good team here. Jamar Chase against Cleveland. Like you have like so many good. Cortland Sutton against Tennessee. All these guys are playing like terrible teams. Basically, like maybe Seahawks defense. Like, do you have another defense? You probably don't. No, you don't. Devontae Smith, I would consider maybe chopping in, but like, no. Your lineup is good. Like, if you have any of these players on this side, Purdy, Hubbard, Connor, Chase, Sutton, Bowers, McBride, Santos, I guess, maybe the Seahawks defense. Start those for the majority. Mahomes, you're starting. You got Caleb Williams. Yeah, don't do that against Quinton Junkins. No. Rashid. No. Cooper. No. Yeah. Michael Pittman. No. Romeo Duzay. No. I think, yeah, you want Tyler Bass. You're going to score points with Buffalo, so that gives you points. CD, probably just because he's the number 1 receiver there. And Martin Hampton, I think, might have a good game for the Chargers. We'll see in his debut tomorrow. Brees Hall, I mean, like, it's meh. Like, I feel like you can make some moves, free agency, trades for this squad if you wish. We're going next to insert name here and humblest team alive. So insert name here, you got Baker Mayfield. I like that a lot. And you got Jahmyr Gibbs. I like that a lot. Kenneth Walker against San Francisco. Yep. A.J. Brown against Dallas. This team's overall is pretty good. I would not put Jameson Williams in. I would not put Matthew Golden in. Yeah, no, you have everybody in correctly. I think in general, I really like humblest team alive here. You got Lamar, McCaffrey, Adams, and then you could put Travis Hunter in. I don't know, depending on what happens. But yeah, I think overall, don't start Justin Herbert. I would start Mahomes and Lamar and stuff over Justin Herbert against the Chiefs defense because the Chiefs are going to find a way to win every time like they always do. Heading over to Magnificent Mickey's against Malachi's team. You got Kyler Murray being your starting quarterback. Yeah, I would start him over Dak Prescott for sure, especially playing against the New Orleans Saints. You might catch a huge break here. Broncos defense is going to be good. J.K. Dobbins, I would keep him in. I like Zay Flowers. If you want, I would consider putting in Jalen Waddle. Put in Jalen Waddle for Zay Flowers, possibly, depending on if you want two Buffaloes on Sunday night. Alvin Kamara, I would keep in. Yeah. Justin Jefferson, obviously. Yeah. Jalen Hurts, I like that a lot. You're going to have a great game, I think. Eagles defense, y'all. I'm sorry, Mickey's team, bro. Like, literally, the Eagles defense might explode tonight, and you might just lose because of tonight. Malik Neighbors, it's okay. I think Washington's going to win that game. I would maybe consider, if you're this team, putting Tet in instead of what's his face, Malik Neighbors. But hey, you get Malik Bucky Irving. Yeah, keep Bucky Irving in. Keep James Cook in for the most part. I like that a lot. I believe this is the last before. Yes, it is the last one before my team. Joe Burrow, Bijan Robinson. I like both of those. Keep those in if y'all have them. If you have Josh Jacobs, I think if you don't have any better, let me see. Do you have any better? No, like they don't have better. They don't have better running backs. Keep Josh Jacobs in. He's a top 5, top 10 running back. Mike Evans, I like it. Rashee Rice, hold on, y'all. Rashee Rice is suspended. So if you have Rashee Rice, take him out of your lineup right now. I mean, you'll have until time. You don't have any receivers playing tonight. I would put Keenan Allen in, but try to do that before tomorrow because they play tomorrow. Or Khalil Shakir is fine as well. That's something to note because he's going to be suspended for the next 6 games. So I would even consider maybe even dropping him and picking up somebody else in free agency. Josh Allen, yeah, I mean, like, unless you have who do you have? JJ McCarthy. I would maybe consider putting JJ McCarthy in against the Bears, but you drafted Josh Allen, keep Josh Allen probably if you drafted him. In general, Baltimore is a little scary defense, but you got to sometimes take some risks in this game. Puka Nacua, I like a lot. DeAndre Swift is kind of debatable on how much depth you have at running back. Emeka Buka, I think, is a very good pickup for your flex player. David Njoku, yeah, he's playing a bad Cincinnati defense, so I think that could be a good one as well. Drake London, I like that. Kyron Williams is in it, kind of debatable. But yeah, Stephon Diggs, you could put him in as well. We're going to look and finally at my team. I'm playing Benjamin's team. Bo Nix. Yeah. He's playing Tennessee. Who's your backup? You don't got you got Jordan Love. Like, no. Yeah, like that's going to be good. I got Jaden Daniels. I got Ashton Genty. I got Jordan Mason starting this week over a couple guys. I'm not putting in Tony Pollard because he's playing Denver. I did almost want to bring in Adam Thielen because he is now with the Vikings. I drafted him when he was a part of the Panthers, and now he got traded to the Vikings. Yes, like that's actually better for me. Amon-Ra, McLaurin, Laporta, yeah. Hawkinson, I said to put him in the earlier one. Deion Jennings, he is going to be the wide receiver 1, so you could, if you want, like instead of TreVeyon Henderson. That's just something. But yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting week, and I'm excited to see what happens here in fantasy week number 1. There was a trade, by the way, if y'all didn't know. Magnificent Mickey's traded Bucky Irving for Dak Prescott and Caleb Johnson in our fantasy league. That was on Wednesday, August 27th. I just haven't updated you as of that. Late, as we said, tonight is that game. I'm not going to preview it, I guess. I just kind of ran out of time. And the last thing I'm going to do here is our power rankings for week number 1. I will do these every Thursday before the NFL each week to see who jumps, who stays, etc., etc., etc. This is going to be the last thing of the episode. So we got the Saints starting off hot, and they are definitely number 1 pick contention. They're just, unfortunately, it's just not looking good for them. The Dolphins are interesting, and I think they're just going to miss the playoffs. I think they could be a potential wildcard team, but I'm going to put them there, and we might put them up in a little bit. The Ravens, they are Super Bowl favorites, I think. I think they could. I have them making the Super Bowl, losing the Super Bowl, but I think they could definitely make the Super Bowl and maybe even win it. I think the Bengals are a playoff team. I don't think they're a Super Bowl contender quite yet. We'll see as the season prolongs. These are obviously just initial predictions without anybody literally knowing anything. I hate these ads all the way. We don't know how these are going to play, who's going to have injuries and stuff. And I think, again, I think the Broncos are kind of in a similar boat. I could maybe put them as a Super Bowl contender, but I'm going to just have them as a playoff team to stay safe. The Giants are number one pick contention, or I'm going to lead the Vikings to be last. We got the Rams, and I think the Rams are also a playoff team. The Bucks are going to be a playoff team just because their division's pretty bad. Same with the Lions. I feel like you could have them as a Super Bowl contender, but I just don't see it like that way. I think the Bears are just going to miss the playoffs. I'm going to have the Niners be potential wild card team. The Eagles are going to be Super Bowl favorites. I'm going to just do Commanders here. They're going to be a Super Bowl contender, I think. I think the Micah Parsons trade bumps the Packers up to Super Bowl contenders. I think they could contend for the Super Bowl. The Bills are going to be Super Bowl contenders just because they have Josh Allen. The Raiders are going to be a playoff team. The Cardinals, I feel like they're going to be mediocre. We don't know. And the same thing with the Steelers. We just don't know much. The Atlanta Falcons, very interesting squad, and I think they're just going to miss the playoffs. I feel like they could be a division winner. I think only one team from the NFC South is going to make the playoffs. That is a hot take. Potential wild card, I think I could see, in a sense, the Patriots maybe slipping in, but I think otherwise they'll just miss. So I'm going to put them right there. I think they're going to be mediocre at their best with the Seahawks. I just don't think Sam Darnold's going to be that good. The Browns are going to be number one pick contention. Yep. I'm gonna say they're gonna be a potential wild card, maybe a playoff team for now. I'm not sold on the Texans that much. The Chiefs are gonna be a playoff team. They're gonna be a playoff team. You know they are gonna be. I think they're mediocre. The Cowboys are mediocre. As you can see, there's another playoff team in the Chargers. The Jets, I feel they are young and intriguing, so I'm gonna put them there. I'm gonna put the Panthers also at young but intriguing. I do think they're better than some of these teams, but I think the young but intriguing fits them better. Same thing with the Titans. I think the Titans are much better than people are thinking. I think that team is bad. The Colts are bad, and then the Jaguars are young but intriguing. And I think this is going to be my week. Oh, and then the Vikings. The Vikings, very potential wildcard team, depending on the man JJ McCarthy. And sorry guys, I just had to kind of plow through that because I'm kind of on a time crunch here. I got to go do some other things. I'm getting fixing up some stuff for a job, and I got a game not too long. So, and I had school today. So, that's sometimes how it's going to be. I at least got a video out published. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Do not forget to keep God first. I hope you enjoy the NFL season. And yeah, don't forget to keep God first. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Have a wonderful day, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Let's go on Inside the Zone with Mateo.